whole thing, like 3 weeks in New York. How far away from home is that for you?
3 time zones away.
Oh my gosh. All right, so you're double vaccinated. You're all set.
Yep.
Single, whatever. Yeah, and then you flew out there. Was it chill? Was it pretty easy?
Yeah, it was super chill. I felt I'd flown out prior to getting my second vaccine and felt a little nervous. I flew out to Minnesota for a mastermind, and now after having the second vaccine, and especially in light of the CDC's new recommendations, I was like, all right, this is great. I'm all ready to go. I'm gonna take a big trip and see my family, do some remote work, and experience life again. It's been a minute.
Oh my gosh, it's been so long. I haven't been on an airplane in like 16 months, I guess. Like,
this is my second airplane I got to go, and I even got to go on a small airplane, man, with like 11 people on it.
I'm like truly so excited about that experience. Like, I'm so excited. I can't wait to fly.
It felt it felt good, man. We did these thing called side by sides, or they're just like bigger ATVs, and we went through the backwoods of like upstate New York, stopped at different places, had drinks, partied with each other, went to like different barbecue spots, and it felt like I was just having another day prior to 2020, man.
Oh yeah.
Like it felt like a normal, jubilant, exciting experience for people just to get together. Everybody was vaccinated. Everybody was just enjoying their day. We were just riding through the forest. And like I said, it was wonderful. It was really wonderful.
That is so freaking awesome. That's so great, dude. Congrats. Well done. All right. The next question I have for you. So you're 3 weeks at a farm in upstate New York right now, just hanging out, chilling in an RV, which I love that. We've done a few trips in RVs, so just the background of that RV is so fun.
Yeah.
So when we've traveled like that, particularly when it's not anchored into a house, permanently, whatever, internet and working virtually is kind of a new thing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing it? Are you pinging off the Wi-Fi from a house right next to you?
Luckily my sister kind of set up this trailer about 10 feet away from the house, and they just picked up like a brand new Wi-Fi receptor, because this area is almost non-responsive to the world. But they managed to get some good internet connection and get some good receiving. So today will actually be this is actually my first official business thing that I've done. So like I got here on Friday night, spent the weekend. So today is my first like back to business day, testing out this new virtual life.
Well, you seem totally good. Like right now, the quality of the call is great. And
that's great. That's really positive to hear, because I got a couple of other calls later today. So this is a good start.
I always wonder when I'm somewhere else, like the first time you log into whatever system you have to use. I know you're YouTube oriented, but like, are they going to kick you out? Are they going to freak out that you change locations? Whatever.
I mean, I don't think so. That's the beauty of doing what we do, right?
Hopefully not. Yeah, I love it. Welcome, Charlene. Good to see you there. Okay, so let's do this then. It is time. Let's go ahead and dive in. YouTube ads are something truly at my agency we have not run. We've run some for our clients, but we've outsourced all of that. So I have no experience in YouTube ads, but I see people using them really effectively on me. Charlene, hi Charlene, good to see you. And Lloyd, yeah, it's so great to see you, Charlene. I see people using them effectively on me, and they're really well done. Sometimes I'm like, what is that? Like on our smart TV out in the living room, I got teenagers, girls and boys, and then I got me and Jill, and we're all watching different stuff. So YouTube's pretty confused about who we are in that connection. But on my phone, like they totally got me nailed.
Yeah.
How does it work? Just kind of give us the primer first. How does it work? A lot of people in our community are experts done for you, service providers in the digital marketing space, or expert coaches, teachers, trainers, e-course providers, mastermind teachers, that kind of thing. How does it work? And then let's get into like, what do we do to actually get started? Like, what does it take to roll into it?
Well, I think the very first thing to kind of understand is that YouTube is owned by Google, and YouTube is a search engine first before it's a social media platform. Sure, you get a lot of entertainment. You get to follow your, the people that matter to you and their content. But at the end of the day, it's still a search engine. So Google is constantly gathering information based on websites we go to, things that we're searching, videos that we're watching, channels we're subscribed, and they're kind of putting together this this algorithm that is you, and then serving you content based on those decisions. And so YouTube can serve you ads based on a few different type of criteria. One, I mean, demographically, like, what's your age? Are you married? What's your gender? Pretty simple stuff that we see on other ad platforms. Then it can do things a little bit more contextually, things that are more a little bit intent based. So you can, if I'm typing in a keyword of how to make money online, people are bidding for those keywords, and then therefore I can display my ad to people that are wanting to watch that ad or wanting to get information on those keywords. Now, the interesting part is that it's not just as soon as you type in the word that ad pops up. I think we've all experienced that, where sometimes ads will come down the road as we still stay on during our viewing session. What's interesting about YouTube is that the average mobile viewing session is around 40 minutes. So I at least have a 40-minute window when I'm doing things that are keyword focused to still be able to hit you for those ads that I'm trying to serve. There are a few other ways that you can even serve ads, which are called placement ads, which are very interesting. So I don't know if anybody knows who Kevin David is, but Kevin David is pretty big in Amazon FBA. So, or Matt Clark, another big Amazon FBA coach out there. And so if I decide, hey, I'm only going to place my ads on Matt Clark or Kevin David's channel, I can place it on specific videos that he has that are related to Amazon FBA. So as you go and are looking for Amazon FBA and you click on his video, then my ad has an opportunity to pop up and display to you and share my information before you start learning from Kevin.
So explain that, because you have associated your ad with my interest in that.
I've actually told Google specifically, this video URL, when anybody watches it, please pop up that ad. Please pop up my ad.
So you can go. Okay, so could you be in direct competition with him and like show? That's interesting.
Yeah, so you could do things contextually through keywords and have that intent. You could also do things based on whether you're in the market. And so Google knows whether you're in the market because your search history is reflecting that. So it kind of takes like a 2-week snapshot of what you've been doing. And if all of a sudden you're starting to look for wedding dresses, well, Google's like, oh, they must be in the market for wedding dresses. And anybody who wants to run an in-market ad can display those wedding dress ads to you. And if they're a local vendor, they could just target your zip code, which is associated with your IP address, and serve you a wedding ad because now you're in the market for that. So there's a lot of different ways that Google can do that. But at the end of the day, Google has so much information from you, from the websites you visit to the search history that you have, to like how long you're on. I mean, what type of things you're buying. It's putting all this data together, and it's adding in YouTube with the things you're searching for, trying to learn where you're getting your entertainment from. All of this, it's pretty crazy what they learn about you, and then therefore what they serve up in ads.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody a few weeks ago who was older than me. I'm trying to say that in a nice way. And they obviously don't understand the device they have in their hand, but they were worried about getting the COVID vaccine because of the government tracking them. And they were sitting there showing me an article about that on their phone on social media. And I was like, let's explain what you got in your hand before we get into the whole vaccine thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if they put a tracker in your arm, I think they already got everything. They're good.
They do. We are technical cyborgs, and they do have a tracker in our arm. It just so happens to be in our hand.
Yeah, for real. So when I'm on YouTube and I see the ads pop up, I see product and I see info ads. I
Yeah.
see both sides of that fence.
Yeah.
Is one more effective than the other, or am I oversimplifying? Is it really just coming down to placement?
I think info ads are much more effective, because at least I don't think they're much more effective in the sense of what they're selling, but in the copy.
Mm-hmm.
With an info ad, at the very least, I have a chance to verbalize the problem that you're experiencing or the desired outcome that you want, and then have a chance to communicate the next steps along the video ad. Most people doing product ads, they're just showing the shiny widget, and they're like, it's a widget, shiny widget. There are a few people like, I don't know if you've ever been seeing Umzu. Umzu is they're a supplement company.
Okay.
And he's talking about toxic poo and all this other stuff of like sleepiness and everything.
Yes. So I have seen that. Yes.
Yeah. So he does a really good job about doing it more of like an info product, but he's still selling a physical product, but he's directly communicating with you about the issue that you have, about the reason you're feeling the way you're feeling, and how they created a product that can help solve that. That way you can sell a physical product really, really well. Most businesses have to remember that they just can't send things to a Shopify store and hope for the best. You have to start sending things to a funnel. You have to have some sort of like marketing intention from A to Z, even more so with a physical product.
Yeah, it's got to. Yeah, there's so much education involved.
Yep.
Okay, all right. So let's just take the info space for a second. So many people in our community are experts, coaches, consultants. They're selling and marketing their expertise, from a small ticket item to a expensive mastermind, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What's the best way? Like, what do we do if we think, I think I'm ready to go into YouTube? Maybe how do we know if we're ready, first of all? And then what do we start doing?
So one the best way to know if you're ready first, and this is with any paid media, is that, are you getting an ROI or return on ad spend from your current funnel? Is your funnel actually converting? If I send 100 clicks to my funnel, how many webinar registrants am I getting? How many people are following up for an appointment or buying the sale?
Yep.
So you need to start knowing your numbers first before you start running advertisements, because when you start running ads, typically speaking, if you're like, hey, I've got this organic traffic, it's running really well, we're getting a 50% opt-in rate, we're getting a 10% take rate on our offer, we're so profitable, great. Chances are when you start running ads, you're going to get the 25% opt-in rate, and you're going to get a 5% take rate on that as well. So everything is going to get cut in half once you start running ads. And so you need to kind of figure out, okay, if everything gets cut in half, am I still profitable? Like, in worst case scenario, if I get a 10% opt-in rate, I get a 1% conversion rate, and I'm paying X amount per click, can I still remain profitable? And when you're running ads, there is a science to it, and a way to kind of mitigate potential issues and loss. But at the end of the day, you're still learning. You're learning a lot of data. My recommendation for most people is that they probably try Facebook ads first. Facebook ads are a little bit easier to go manage. And if you can start getting things profitable with Facebook ads, then you have a chance to be able to expand on YouTube ads successfully. But once you get on YouTube ads, and this is something we could talk about a lot later, the opportunity for scale exceeds Facebook, in my opinion, 10-1.
Oh, really? Yeah. Wow. Okay. I'd like to know why. Charlene just mentioned, know your numbers, Charlene. Absolutely. Charlene's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what numbers, let's get to the scale versus, like in YouTube versus Facebook, but what numbers am I looking for before I go to YouTube? So I can say, hey, YouTube might work for me. What kind of conversion?
Got it. I mean, if you're getting a 25% opt-in rate and you're getting anywhere from a 2 to 3% take rate on your offer, you're in a good position for scale. If you're spending, a few $1,000s, like at minimum, like I would say like $5,000 in the past 30 days, and you're getting those kinds of results, then you're in a good position for the future to be expanding your advertising into YouTube.
And just to clarify, opt-in is, so if I have 100 people who hit the ad and 25 people opt into my offer, meaning I get their email address or whatever, take rate meaning a purchase.
Yeah.
So 3%, 2 or 3% of the 100 that went there, not 2 or 3% of the opt-ins.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, cool. Just to clarify, people always get confused about those two numbers.
Sorry about that.
The second percentage, is it on the first number or the second number? You know? Okay. So then going to YouTube, why is YouTube? Why do you say YouTube's so much more scalable? Aren't there just as many people on YouTube as there are on Facebook, or vice versa?
There's more.
Really?
So there are. I think there was like 2.3 billion active monthly users.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty absurd. And the other thing too is that so everything is done kind of in isolation on the Facebook app, and my targeting is based on what pages people like, and then I could start creating lookalike audiences. But with YouTube, I can start targeting people who visit websites. So I can go super broad. I can start targeting people who are, like I said, in the market. They're just shifting their attention. And I know that they're shifting their attention. So they may not know me, but I can go a lot broader to these individuals that are starting to just look for a Vera Wang or maybe not even know what a Vera Wang dress is, but are at least in the market for wedding dresses. And now we can introduce a Vera Wang dress to them for the very first time, or some local dress that they may have never been able to hear about. And the real estate that exists, there are billions of videos that exist on YouTube. So people are, there are people on YouTube who have millions of subscribers for the most random things in the world that you never heard about. There's so much real estate that exists, and they're doing more than just that. Now they've got shopping ads, they've got in-display ads. So like, not only are you able to, and even that too, like on a particular YouTube video, they could have pre-roll ads, which are the ads that pop up at the very beginning of the video. They have mid-roll ads, which will pop up in the middle, and now they have post-roll ads. And sometimes they were, for a while, I think everybody remembers, where they were testing 2 ads in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And that annoyed people for a little while.
Quit it. Yeah.
But the amount of real estate that they have is just unreal.
Yeah.
It's just unreal. So in my opinion, like I said, I think there's more opportunity for scale because there's just way more combinations of things to target people for.
Okay.
And there's more places to be able to put your ads on and display those ads in front of individuals.
Is there a price point or a budget that you're like, you shouldn't even talk about YouTube ads unless you got this kind of money to throw at the spend? Or is it completely depend on the space you're in and how much things are costing?
I think it really does depend on the space you're in and the cost. I think it also goes back to just knowing your numbers. I know people who have a small offer who are able to do things with $500. And I know people who, need to start off with a couple of $1,000s just to get their foot in the door because they're learning their numbers. If you know your numbers and you know that, you can get $1 a click, and for every 100 clicks you're getting, you're making a sale that's $200. You can spend $500 and have a great day, and have a great month and still be able to make some money on what it is that you're trying to do. So because it's an auction and everybody's bidding, it also depends on what you're trying to accomplish. So $500 could be focused on leads, or $500 could be focused on views. So we can do with YouTube ads, we can do a cost per acquisition, whether it's a lead or a sale. We can use a maximized conversion. So whatever conversions we're focused on, we could tell it to give us the most amount of conversions. We can also tell it to bid on cost per view. So if I'm trying to if I'm a local business and I'm trying to get my brand out there for $500, oh man, I could get some scale because I can get a penny a view, and all of a sudden that's 50,000 views in a local demographic. Yeah. Everybody's going to know, or there's going to be a greater chance for people to know who my business is really, really quickly, especially like if you're in real estate and you're doing things like geo farming, and you're papering that neighborhood anyways. You might as well just, broaden your reach with YouTube advertising. So anybody looking for real estate that's entering into that neighborhood, boom, now your video is popping up for them.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Man, that's so good. Okay. So
yeah, it just depends on the desired outcome of what you're looking for.
Okay. This As I say so often in this community, these interviews, there's no pitch, there's no affiliate. We don't have some kind of deal going on here. Lloyd and I don't. He's just an expert, and I like having experts in our group, as you guys know. We don't do anything in our agency unless it's like totally in our wheelhouse, in our expertise. So we outsource even Facebook ads.
Yeah.
So YouTube, like, is it easier or harder than Facebook as a measurement from an ad standpoint?
I think I personally like the Google ad platform and how I'm able to check everything out more than I do Facebook ads.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of measurement of retargeting ads, it's a little bit more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Only because when I'm on, that's one of the advantages that Facebook has is if I'm on, the only way to get access to Facebook is to log into Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do things incognito. Like I have to log in. So all of my stuff is staying on there. With Google though, I can go on someone else's username. I can go incognito. I can go from my mobile browser to my TV to my cell phone. You could jump around a lot. So attribution can be a little bit more difficult with it. When you were talking about just focusing and specializing on what you were saying, it's not that it's harder. I think with any marketing, it all really starts to get down to the nitty gritty. Do you know your audience? Do you know what they're what their pain points are? Do you know that the offer that's going to work for them? Understanding your numbers, and then it's just another platform to kind of play on. Mm-hmm. YouTube is a little bit different in the sense that you have to do a little bit more research because you have keywords involved, mm-hmm. you have placements involved, you have websites involved. So it's a little bit different than just knowing like the general Facebook pages or the affiliations that they may have. Mm-hmm. So there's a little bit more front end work, but once you get that front end work done, it kind of starts to become the same thing. You're paying attention to your numbers. You're turning off ads. When things are not converting, you're paying attention to, what's your cost per lead, what's your cost per acquisition, all of that.
That's cool. Okay, that makes sense. So when you go on the ad platform or any path, and by the way, I love what you just said. We talk a lot about automating the organic. So if you've proven something organic, you know your audience. You've already made the connections. You know it's selling. You can automate and scale that. But people so often try to scale something. They hack someone else's funnel, whatever. Yeah, so you have the same product or information in the same audience, but you hacking someone else's funnel, you're not that person. Mm-hmm. That audience connects to that person.
You don't have that same relationship.
Yeah.
People misunderstand. They think that hacking someone is having the right words and the right colors and everything. All that stuff matters and the right offer, mm-hmm. but they forget that it all starts with the right relationship. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the whole if you build it, they will come mentality doesn't always work.
No, it's the
that's
one.
That's why you have a bunch of knockoff physical products that no one's ever heard of because they're like, well, I could, this is just another water bottle, but like there are products like when you come to cell phones where how many versions of an Android phone have you heard of? Like there's tons of them on there and no one has a clue that they even exist.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because Samsung has built a relationship with their customers. Apple has built a relationship with their customers. And you just can't override that with there's not enough marketing to do that. Like it takes a lot of effort.
It really does.
Relationship.
All right. So when you get into ads, and we only got a couple minutes left here. When you get into ads, there's not just can I get into the system of the ad manager, whatever platform it is, mm-hmm. YouTube in this case. There's the copy, the video, the story behind it, mm-hmm. all that stuff. Do you guys help with that? Like an agency like you run, or because that's honestly the more daunting piece to me. I've got team members who can figure out the back office side of something. It's knowing that I got the right assets in place that's scarier. Mm-hmm.
So I want to say something in relationship to what you just said earlier about the building the relationship.
Yeah.
And this goes back to YouTube. Because YouTube is a video ads platform, I then have a greater chance of building that relationship and building trust with a person that can help lead people into my funnel than I do on other platforms. Mm-hmm. Right now, through video as we speak, I'm building a relationship and I'm building trust, and it's because it's happening through video.
Sure, we're doing it right
and
now.
YouTube is purely video. There is no text. It's just you communicating. But yeah, so my agency does help with providing all the assets. We don't record the videos for our clients, but we do provide script frameworks. We do give them, we help them figure out their scripts. We help them figure out the hooks that we're researching in the market that we feel are going to be good hooks that kind of fit with their product. We provide them with resources so that they feel comfortable knowing how to actually sit down and record a video. That was kind of a mistake that I definitely made early on, was not vetting whether clients were comfortable on camera to begin with. And it's like, you have this person who's amazing, who talks about their product, and as soon as they get on camera, they're like,
they freeze. I know.
I'm here to, oh God, cut. Yeah. The thing that I think the thing that everybody needs whenever they're running a YouTube ad, the one thing that they need to kind of focus on more than anything, pulling the levers or pressing the buttons or anything, it's, am I creating a video creative that really connects with my audience? Does it hit all the emotional pain points that they have? Does it hit all the desired outcomes? Is it leading them to the next stage? And that's where things like script frameworks can really help, because it just at least gives you like the next steps that you should be talking about. And so, like I said, as our agency, we don't focus on anything else except for YouTube. That's it. Like we don't even out, like I reach out to people who need Facebook, and I'm like, hey, connect with this person for Facebook, connect with this person for funnels, connect with this person for email.
I respect that. Yeah,
because YouTube, when I'm helping people with videos, when I'm helping people with targeting, when I'm helping people with running our ads, that's so much investment of time that goes right into there that you can't really do much of anything else.
Yeah. It's really heavy on a lot of, that's so cool. Okay. Thanks. I wish we could stay longer, but we have to go. So how do you want people, if you do, to reach out to you? I really appreciate you just bringing some amazing information to our group, but how do you want people reaching out to you? Do you mean just drop a website in the comments, or what's best?
Yeah, I mean, so right now, you guys could either look on Facebook for the YouTube Ads Guy. That's cool. That's my Facebook page. I'm also been working on my YouTube channel. And
you have a YouTube channel? That's crazy.
So you could look up Lloyd Dodgen or the YouTube Ads Guy there. Every Friday, we're releasing new content, and a lot of these questions that you're having, I'm answering, because I'm not trying to create a course right now or anything. I'm just trying to help people in the market have the right information, just like this, and learn how to run YouTube ads for their own businesses. And if in the end, somebody wants to do work with my company through our YouTube videos, we have a call to action for a discovery call. And that's how we end up getting connected. I just want to go out and provide as much value as possible. So
that's super great. Super great. What's up, Cian? Good morning. Good to see you. Yeah, that is really great. Okay, so we'll put the YouTube guy. Is that right?
The YouTube Ads Guy.
YouTube Ads Guy.
Yeah, great. Pretty on the nose, right? For a business.
We'll put that exactly just as it is, with the links in the comments here, and also to your website. And thanks for being willing to chat. Like for real. It's such a hard thing for so many of us to do who are good at one thing, but we know we got to get out there and like expand or reach into new markets or hit people up in new spots, or we're worried about maybe Facebook. What if Facebook shuts us down? Everybody's got that fear for some reason. What if Facebook shuts us down? It's real, but it's not that common, but still I get it. So you want to have other platforms out there. Man. Yeah,
you never want to have all your eggs in one basket, so especially when it comes to your business. If your business is running off of one traffic source, then you need to start expanding. And it's not to say that you need to do YouTube advertising as your second way of doing that, but rather, like, are you doing organic marketing? Are you doing email marketing? Are you building your YouTube channel? Like, are you where are you reaching out to your target market? How are they finding out where you are? How are you building a new business? If it just so happens it's YouTube ads, it's a great platform. But yeah, always diversify your traffic sources.
Absolutely. Diversity is so important, because things change. They change overnight, and it's scary. Yeah, dude. Keep crushing it, man. Enjoy New York. Enjoy life in the RV for 3 weeks. I think that's super fun. Enjoy getting out there. Enjoy being on an airplane. Oh, life is coming back.
I know.
Yay. All right, dude. Lloyd, thank you so much for informing us and educating us today.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Good talking.